And as you see, he's building 5 ranges too. You can just slowly do all your upgrades and then just start rolling out your gastros. This is so simple, it's not even, it's laughable. You can do this with all bowmen if you really wanted to from Persia. A pure ragged seems to work very, very well. Now I can't tell you if this works for Egyptians, so I'd suggest you do pikemen if you're Egypt, or catapults. Both those will work. You just need a archer player with your catapults or your pikemen. If you don't want to do ragged, which I totally understand, some people don't want to do that many ragged units, you could do pikemen, you could do sparas, you could do hoplites. Let's go through the list here. You could even do camel riders. I mean, they're strong against certain units, and they're pretty decent meat shield. But I'd go try to stick with your infantry-based units. So I'm almost at 200 population. As you see, I only have 20 on wood and 10 on gold right now, but I also still have my caravan, so I actually have 20 to be all fair. I've deleted 10, no, I haven't deleted any villagers yet, I don't believe. I might have. Yes, I have deleted. It says 40 up there, so I have deleted 10 villagers already. And now, even though this is sped up for you guys a little bit, you will see how fast they do die. And if you look at my gear, I don't have a 4th slot for DPS, so even let's say you don't have the best DPS gear, if you can afford a gauntlet, you could put that in there. And just guess I'm showing you that you don't have to have a full DPS outlook to do well on this. The ballista still can hurt you though. That's one thing you gotta watch out for. The good thing is once you get out of your base here and start going left, and once you or your co-op do this wall up here, you're not going to have any problems with ballistas attacking you. You're only going to have problems with the ballistas that are camping, and you as a Gastro player, if you have the Zeus bow, or as a Persia player, if you have range gear on, you can outrange those and they'll just sit there and take the hits. I am showing you this video because we found that this was definitely the most simplest. I mean, you can use the meat shield, but if you guys do have good ragged gear for range on your Persia or your Gastros, use them and just use a few paladins to kill buildings, and you're going to have such an easy time with this. Now here you're going to put at least 2 layers of walls, sometimes 3, and I'm building a fort there to help out with some defense. And see, this is where the ballistas are going to start hitting, okay, the ones that are made. And what you do is you're going to leave 1 to 2 paladins behind, and then the rest of them you're going to take with you. See, Max is building his 3rd wall now. He trapped me in. But now there's a fort there, and he's going to leave one paladin, I believe, behind here. So now we're going to slowly push left. And I guess one thing I like about going pure ragged is you don't lose many troops. There's not that big turnover rate. Like if you do a meat shield, you better have a great economy. You don't need that great economy here. I only have 75 gastros right now. And he has less because he's made 5 paladins. Now here I'm going to put 2 forts up. And Max is going to put a layer of 1 to 2 walls here, and then we're going to move on and start moving left. Now with these 2 forts here and the fort down at the first one and the paladin down at the first one, any ballista that comes is going to be stopped. He made 6 paladins. Oh, I think he made more than that. I think he's still at 7 or 8 paladins he's made. So it just shows you that he doesn't have a lot of gastros running alongside with me. This is where I make my forward base all the time. It's a good spot. It's pretty much right in between. And as I pointed out about the ballistas, see, they're just going to stand there and you can hit them with the paladins, or I could even hit them. And I place one more fort here because sometimes they rebuild this base and I want to keep my ranges a little protected. Now I'll delete 10 villagers so I can take my 75 population to 85. 80, excuse me, because they're 2 population each. Now I'll kill my next 10. That will take me to 85. And I have 10 and 10, so that actually should take me to 90. I must have killed off another 10 while I was talking and didn't recognize it. Even with the cavalry coming, I'm not losing a lot of troops. Neither is Max. And with our economies as decent as they are, we can rebuild quickly the few troops we do lose. So it's a pretty simple ordeal. Now I'm not going to show the walkthrough past when we win to get all the chests. That's pretty easy to do once everything's been beaten up. But if you guys have any questions on how to do things a little differently or different other units, I have a few Marion runs done online and that are up for viewing. But this is just to show you the build order and explain some things. But it's pretty much self-explanatory like most legend maps are. Sometimes we all need a little push in the right direction to get some things done. We go left. I know a lot of people go right, but the reason why we go left is to avoid the ships. We don't have to worry about them. And we seem it takes longer if you go right too, because you have to kill off the ships and all that. So we go left. Seems easier. I was going right for so long since the Legends came out, and then me and my old co-op that beat this in 15 minutes, we decided let's try going left for a speed run, and it worked much better. I mean, if you don't want to do this, I mean, volleys, I mean, the old-fashioned style gastros and volleys still work. I think after hotfix number 2, there's so many different varieties that you can do. I think you can do this map in any way, shape, or form with any unit, as long as you have something to kill the buildings, a ragged unit, and a meat shield unit. The only thing I do not think that would work very well are war wagons, of course, and 2 meat shield type units. I just don't see you both taking a lot of the damage and being able to move forward easily, as the ragged player really does more damage in this than a non-ragged player. I think that's pretty much accurate for all these legend maps, that the ragged player usually does more. Okay, now you see, this is the only big cavalry rush, and I want you to pay attention to this. Look at my population. I was at 200. I only lost 11 units out of that, and that was a whole cavalry rush. So, and I replaced them instantly. So it's not a big loss. Now, my co-op's up there finishing it off. I'm just down here just defending the bottom, so he doesn't get flanked by cavalry again. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We found that this worked best. I mean, 31:12, not 15 minutes, but still a good time in my opinion. So I hope this helps some people out, at least give you the basic concept on why we do certain things and whatnot. Okay, today what we have is Legendary Marion, and what you're going to see is both sides being gastros only. This could work for bowmen. We found that this works extremely well. So here we go. Well, the left side's going to wall off completely. Okay, but wall far enough ahead so they can't see you. That's your only job, is the left side. Now the right side is a little different. At the very start, you're going to take one of your villagers and move them down south to build a market, and the other 2 villagers you're going to split in half, and you're going to start making town centers with both of them. And right about here is where you're going to build your market, and you're going to trade with your second co-op's main town center, or the furthest away. And then what you're going to do with that same villager is start walling. And this is how you wall. And you're going to want to leave yourself an entrance so the AI can run in. You do not want to wall yourself completely off, because then they'll just start attacking any wall, and which will end up being your allies. Also at the beginning, you're going to want to start building 10 villagers out of your first town center, and when each of these 2 town centers are up, you're going to build 10 more villagers from each town center out of 2 and 3, and put them both on wood. Okay? Then the starting 5 you would put right on the stone. Well, 4 out of the 5. The other one's up there building the walls still. Then you'd build 5 more villagers from the first town center and put them on gold. And then you would start building your caravans. I only do 10. This is my setup of my 40-10 combination that I always do. Now if you look at the mini-map, you can see how far up my co-op's walls are. If needed and people need to know how to exactly do that, I can do that for you, but you just build them up far enough up there by the tree line, and that's simply it. Okay, we're both doing gastros, so what I'm going to do here is get enough resources and quickly age to 4, get 5 ranges up, get them upgraded, and then we're going to move out. I'm doing, I believe it's 75 to 85 gastros. That would leave me not many units, but my co-op is making gastros and a few paladins. But as you can see in the mini-map, my trade route's down south. His trade route is coming to my first town center. We do that so they don't get crossed up and end up going over each other and getting stuck. Now, when it comes to wood, I start to expand out, as you see as going to the right there. Here's the 5 ranges, plus the academy and the armory. If you look up at the top of the screen, you'll notice I still have 5 on food, 20 on wood, 10 on gold, and these are other 5 are building. You just build the crap load of the houses.